It's week 8 of the college football season, and we have another absolutely loaded, and I mean fucking loaded, slate of football. This week might genuinely be better than last week. This week might even be better than week 5. I mean, week 5 was very top heavy, but this week is just so loaded. I can't yap for too long because we got so many games to go through. Let's get straight into it. Friday night lights, Louisville versus Miami. Miami's back. One of the hottest teams in the nation, looking absolutely unbelievable this year, versus a Louisville team that's solid, not great, not bad. You know how it is. 13.5 point spread. Humongous, absolutely humongous. And if I'm not mistaken, last year, when they played each other, it was an absolute banger. I mean, like, goddamn, like 80-something points were scored, if I'm not mistaken. Louisville lost that game. Again, if I keep saying this, if I'm not mistaken, so one of you guys can check if you really care. I had Louisville in that game. I think it was the spread. I think it was like 6.5. And I think Miami won by like 7 points that game. And I was fucking pissed because obviously I had Louisville plus 6.5. This year's different. Miami's a lot better this year, specifically because of the defense. Miami actually has a defense this year, not just a defense, a very good one, with an insane D-line. Simply put, Louisville's good, but they're not on the same echelon as Miami. I got to go with Miami here. I think Miami wins this game very easily, and Miami covers. They're at home, Friday night, bright lights. It's not really prime time, but, you know, under the lights, I guess you could say. Everyone's going to be watching this game because there's nothing else to watch. Miami's going to pretty much steamroll Louisville. I don't see how Louisville can put up a fight. Maybe they can score some points, but I doubt it. Miami's defense is top-notch, and Miami's offense is going to do its thing. The only way Miami doesn't cover is they just stop trying, or they just don't pound Louisville the way they can. Miami wins, Miami covers. No bet for me on this one. There's no way I'm laying 13.5 on a Friday. We have to start off light. Next game, we have another Friday game. Usually I would skip it. We have a couple other Friday games, but I'm skipping them. I don't really give a fuck about them. Usually I would skip it, but for this, I gotta talk about it. North Carolina versus California, late game, Friday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. North Carolina and Bill Belichick gotta travel all the way to Cali and play California in 10:30 p.m. late night game. So not only am I betting this game, but I'm betting it because I simply just have to. There's 2 different reasons why I'm betting on this game. And you guys already know who I'm betting on, by the way. If you've been watching the videos, you know damn well who I'm betting on. But there's 2 separate reasons for why I'm doing it. A, an East Coast team is traveling to the West Coast for a very late night game. Doesn't matter if it's Friday or Saturday. If it's late night, it's late night. So you have North Carolina making a cross-country trip, literally a cross-country trip to California, which, by the way, last time North Carolina, this located team, played California, I got fucked, but it's okay. Cali's better than this UNC team. So that's number 1, right? The East Coast, West Coast team late at night. But most importantly, Operation Fade Belichick. Operation Fade Belichick is in full effect. I think Cali destroys UNC because it's late at night and Belichick sucks as a college football coach. This is not the NFL. His style does not translate, and he is going to just suffer for the rest of the season until he gets fired and gets a massive payout. Yeah. Surprise, surprise. California spread official play. What's the spread here? I can get it at -9.5. The odds are not great on that. Whatever. I'm not going to bitch about it. The odds are what the odds are on the screen. I'll take what I can get. -9.5. Not great odds, but whatever. I think they'll cover easily. Official play. West Coast team playing an East Coast team late at night. Operation Fade Belichick. I kind of want to stay away from this because California's not great, but they're playing such a dog shit team that I have to take them on the spread. I absolutely have to take them on the spread. And that's why I'm rolling with Cali to cover as an official play. 2 different parameters fit here, and that doesn't usually happen. I got to take them. Cali, official play, minus 9.5, even though I don't mind betting it at 10. If it's 10, 10.5, I don't mind betting it. 9.5, I'll take all day long, but I'll take those spreads as well. Official play for the Friday night game. Next, we go to the Saturday slate. And by the way, this Saturday 12 o'clock slate is loaded. Look how many 12 o'clock games we're gonna talk about. You can count them on your fucking 2 hands probably. That's how many Saturday 12 o'clock games we're talking about. We start things off with Georgia Tech versus Duke. Tough game to predict here. Such a difficult game for me to predict. Duke is at home, and they are actually slight favorites over Georgia Tech, who is ranked, I think, right outside the top 10. And Georgia Tech is undefeated, have looked great this season. A few hiccups. There have been games where they almost lost, but they prevailed in the end, right? That's all that matters. They prevailed. I'm so conflicted. You guys know what Duke has done to me. Duke has fucked me this whole fucking season. Duke has, without consent, fucked me. Every goddamn time I bet on them, they shit their pants. Every goddamn time I bet on them, they shit their fucking pants. That Illinois game early in the season will haunt me and still does. Who else? I think that Tulane game was bullshit. And then, flip side, when I bet against Duke, they fuck me. It was Cali versus Duke, similar to the UNC game a couple weeks ago. Fucked me. Duke just decided to show up. I can't get a read on this fucking Duke team to save my life. I bet on them, they suck. I bet against them, they're God mode. I can't understand what to do here. This is a trap spread. It is. Georgia Tech is the better team. They should be the favorites. Because they're on the road, they're a slight underdog. Fine. I get it. But really? Really? I don't know. I'm not going to touch this one because I just can't touch these Duke games anymore. They fuck me too much. But I have to be square here, and I have to take Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is the easy play here, and I'm assuming everybody and their mother is going to be betting on Georgia Tech. But come on, how could you not? This is Vegas laying out the cheese and where the rats. I'm not going to bet this one, but I'm going to take GT to win, GT to cover. It's too juicy to pass up. I don't know. This is a trap game. Be careful if you're betting this one. I swear, Duke's going to win, and I'm going to be pissed for not taking Duke. Because deep down inside, Duke as an official play is just screaming my name. But I can't do it. I have to compose myself. I can't do it. Next game, another 12 o'clock game, obviously. LSU versus Vandy. Whew. Vanderbilt is favorites in this game. They are the favorites. That's crazy to me. Oh my goodness. I can't wrap my head around this. I don't know when the last time Vanderbilt was a favorite against another SEC team, but it has to be ages ago. It's like, God knows how long ago. Which goes to show how good this Vanderbilt team is. I've been very critical about LSU, and I still have to be critical about them. They lose games against better teams, and then the games that they win, they don't look that impressive at all. I mean, at all. Last week, they beat and covered against South Carolina. But I wasn't blown away by this performance. Same thing like when they played Florida. Like, they weren't blowing anybody out. And they barely won, barely covered. And then also against Clemson. These are teams that are not great. Clemson's not great. Florida's not great. South Carolina's okay, right? And they're covering against them, but beating them in a low-scoring game. And don't get me wrong, the LSU defense is, responsible for that. The LSU defense is actually very good, but the LSU offense is not there. We know what Vanderbilt is capable of, especially offensively. This Vanderbilt team is very, very good. And offensively, I think they're going to be able to play on par with LSU's defense and outplay LSU's defense even. On the flip side, I don't think LSU's offense can do all that much versus a decent Vanderbilt defense. Give me Vandy! Vanderbilt -2.5 against LSU. I feel like I'm betting against LSU every goddamn week, but fuck it, right? I gotta do it. I'm just not impressed by LSU. I don't think they're all that good this year. I don't. The offense is not there. If the offense was there, it'd be a different story, but the offense is not there. Vanderbilt is favored for a reason. This is not a trap game, but I do think the general public will tend to lean towards LSU because it is LSU, and Vanderbilt does not have a history of being good. But times are changing in Vandy. And that's why I got Vanderbilt -2.5 as an official play. I really like it. I really do. Vandy's like that. They're going to do their thing. LSU's overrated, and they're going to lose on the road. Next game, Baylor versus TCU. Weird game here. TCU is a favorite at home. It's a very small favorite, 2.5 points. You know, I'm not betting this game just because these Big 12 games are tough to predict. You know, Baylor's offense, I think, is better than TCU's offense, even though TCU's offense is very, very good. The defense is more of the question mark. I would lean more towards TCU's defense over Baylor's defense. And if you're equating them equally, TCU gets a slight advantage because of that. So I'm going to go with TCU to win, TCU to cover. I'm not going to touch this game, though. I'm really not. It's a tough one to predict. Could be high scoring. I mean, the over-under is 65.5. I say could be, it will be. But still, not confident enough to take any of these teams. For my pick in the video, I'll do TCU to win, TCU to cover. No bet for me on this one. Next game. Next we have Arizona at Houston. For some reason, a 12 o'clock game. I don't know why this game is at 12. It's weird, but it is what it is. Damn near even. Houston opened as a slight favorite. The line flipped. Arizona is now a slight favorite, and I mean in the slightest way possible, they're favorites. Look, this is tough for me because these are both kind of West Coast teams, but they're not. Houston's not West Coast. I don't know what the time zone is in Houston. I think it's Central. So this game is going to be, I'm guessing it's Central. It's going to be played at 11 a.m. Eastern. Wait, no, what the fuck am I saying? 11 a.m. Central. I'm an idiot. 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, assuming Houston is in the Central time zone. I know for a fact Arizona is in the Pacific time zone, which means they're playing this game, 9 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. It doesn't change for them. But very early, much earlier than Houston. And I don't know if it's a body clock situation or all that, but it might be difficult for Arizona to adjust. Arizona fucked me last week. I'm still pissed about that, but whatever, it is what it is. Refs also fucked me. I don't think Houston's all that good. And if you put these teams in a neutral site at a normal time, I say Arizona is better, and Arizona would be the favorite for sure. But in a game like this, Houston at home, the time this game is being played at favors Houston. I got to roll with Houston. Give me Houston! Money line! Official play! Houston! Money line! Official play! I love this shit. I fucking love this shit. I think Houston is going to beat Arizona. Arizona is going to come out sluggish. The only thing I'm concerned about, in all honesty, Houston comes out sluggish also. And it's a very low scoring first half. And in the second half, Arizona wakes up and balls out. I'm honest to God hoping Houston outplays Arizona for the first half to the point where when Arizona mounts a comeback in the second half, it's going to be too little too late. That's my hope. But you can hope for that for every game. Houston, I think, is the better team in this position, right, at home at the time. And that's why I got to go with Houston here. I'm not all that impressed by Houston. They're not great. But I don't think Arizona's all that either. And they showed their weaknesses last week. Plus, they played very late last week, too. Give me Houston! Houston money line, official play. Not super confident about this one, but definitely confident enough to take it as an official play. So, confident enough, we'll call it. Houston money line, official play. Next, we have another 12 o'clock game. These 12 o'clock games, I'm telling you guys. Washington versus Michigan. This is such a difficult game for me to predict. I would have taken Washington here, not only to cover, but win straight up, had this game been played at a different time. Time zones matter. I'm telling you guys, time zones matter. This is the third game we're talking about where we're talking about the time zone. It matters. This game being played at 12 is a significant advantage for Michigan. It's a significant advantage for Michigan. I mean, it's crazy. Washington is playing this game 9 a.m. local time. Their body clocks have not adjusted to it. Because of that, because Washington is on the road playing very, very early, I got to go Michigan here. I got to go Michigan to win. I got to go Michigan to cover. I'm borderline on the fence of taking Michigan to cover as an official play. But being that I actually do think Washington would win this game, forget about covering, would win this game straight up, had this been played at like 7:30, I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't have enough confidence to take that. So for that reason, I'll take Michigan to win, Michigan to cover. Michigan money line as a parlay piece could be good. I'm going to be honest, could be very, very good. So don't sleep on that Michigan money line as a parlay piece. Simply put, I think Washington struggles on offense, fails to move the ball as effectively as they should. The Michigan defense steps up, does their thing. And Michigan, with the home field advantage, clutches up and wins. Michigan to win, Michigan to cover. Tough game. And the time this game is kicking off is the reason why it's a tough game. So yeah, that's my pick for this game. But no bet on me. No bet for me on this one. And to wrap up the 12 o'clock slate, this is not really a 12 o'clock game, but a 12:45 game. I don't know how this is at 12:45, but whatever. Oklahoma versus South Carolina. Two teams that I bet on last week. Two teams that are coming off a loss. You know, this is a tough one. Oklahoma are 5.5-point favorites on the road. I don't mind it. I don't hate it. But what my concern is with Oklahoma is Mateer, right? He looked awful last week. Awful. And you could say, yeah, it was the Texas defense, but it wasn't. It was Mateer's injury to his hand. He just wasn't zipping it and putting it on the money the way he was prior to the surgery. So now I'm sitting here telling myself, you know, Oklahoma's very good. Very good defense. Very good defense. Even last week where they got pummeled in the second half, the defense wasn't all that bad. They could keep this one in striking distance versus a South Carolina team that offensively at times struggles. You saw last week, right? Going up against a very good LSU defense, South Carolina struggled on offense. I think they put up like 10 points. But they're at home versus an Oklahoma team that's coming off a tough loss. Assuming Mateer's not going to magically get healthy, I think he'll be better this week, but not as good as he was. I got South Carolina here. I got South Carolina plus 5.5 as an official play. I think South Carolina covers, and I think South Carolina wins this one. I don't necessarily think South Carolina's better. I just think Mateer's injury is going to be too much to overcome. He's not going to be fully healthy. And South Carolina, because of that, will pounce on the opportunity. They will cover. They will win. I'm risking it taking an official play here. I, at first, was not going to take South Carolina as an official play. The Cocks scare me. The Cock scares me. But, you know, I'm betting on the injury here. If Mateer comes out zipping it and slicing and dicing, yeah, South Carolina's fucked, even at home. But at home versus a team with a quarterback who's coming off a major surgery, who looked awful last week, 5.5 is a gift. Give me South Carolina, plus 5.5, official play. I love the Cocks for a second week in a row. Next game. Next we have my favorite play of the week, Mississippi versus Georgia. This game is being played in Georgia, and Mississippi are 7.5-point dogs versus the Dogs. Look, Georgia's so fucking overrated. Georgia is so fucking overrated. And I think part of this game is this concern from Vegas that, like, Georgia's not losing 2 SEC games at home. They already lost to Bama at home. There's no way they can lose to Mississippi at home. Wrong! 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 Mississippi! Mississippi! Ole Miss, baby! Ole Miss! Plus 7.5 as an official play. But guess what? You think Mississippi's losing this? Fuck no! Mississippi will win this game straight up. Trinidad is a baller. This Mississippi team, in my humble opinion, is the best team in the SEC. I don't care about Texas A&M. I don't care about Bama. I don't care about Georgia. Mississippi is the best team in the SEC. I think they come out and smack Georgia in the mouth in their house. In Georgia's house. Georgia's not all that. Georgia is not all that. They should have lost versus Tennessee. Very close game. They should have fucking got murdered last week, but the refs helped them out. The refs blessed them. Georgia has looked awful this season. Nowhere near what they were last year or years before that when they were winning natties left and right. Mississippi looks fucking good. 7.5 is an absolute travesty. This spread being 7.5 is criminal, and I will eat that shit up all day long. Mississippi plus 7.5 as an official play. I absolutely love it. I fucking love it. Mississippi's winning this game straight up. They're going to run the ball down Georgia's throat. They're going to throw the ball down Georgia's throat. They're going to do whatever the fuck they want to Georgia. This is my favorite play of the week by far. By far. Even if Mississippi loses, they will cover this spread. 7.5 is fucking insane. They're giving me a touchdown for the best team in the SEC. Mississippi's ranked higher than Georgia right now. Mississippi has not lost a game. And I think this is simply an overreaction because of what happened last week where Mississippi just didn't look all that good versus, who was it? Washington State? But look, you guys have to understand that was a look-ahead game. That was a look-ahead game. Mississippi was not focused on that game. They were focused on this game. Luckily, they came out of that Washington State game unscathed, but it was close. Mississippi to cover, Mississippi to win. I absolutely love that Mississippi plus 7.5. Oh, Lord have mercy. I love it. I love it. I love it. I hope I have a good 12 o'clock slate because I have a lot of bets for 12 o'clock, like I just talked about, so I can sit there with my big dick in my hand, jerking off, watching Mississippi cover 7.5 at 3:30. Next game. Texas A&M versus Arkansas. By the way, I should have mentioned this in the intro. This is the week of the SEC. All you little cupcake Big 12, ACC, Big 10 fans, you're out of your goddamn mind. This is the week of the SEC. Every SEC matchup is just a banger here. Absolute banger. I don't know why I stopped for this one to say that. I could have said it for the previous one. But yeah, another great SEC game. Texas A&M versus Arkansas. I'm fucked in the head for this game. I am. You know who I want to take here. You guys already know. You know I want to take him as an official play. And maybe I'll convince myself as I talk about it, but Arkansas at 7.5 point underdogs is fucking crazy. Look, Texas A&M is a very, very good team. They're undefeated, if I'm not mistaken. Huge win, I remember, versus Notre Dame. They've looked great. And specifically, this Texas A&M defense has looked great. I just don't think they're all that. I really don't. I don't think they're all that. And I know I bet against them last week. They cost me, right? They beat the shit out of Florida. I bet against them a few times, I think, this year, and they cost me. Right? Oh, no, they didn't because Auburn covered against them. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I want to take Arkansas really fucking badly. And Arkansas looked great last week. Versus Tennessee. Damn near beating them. But the reality is that the problems for Arkansas still remain. The defense sucks. So, excluding defense, I genuinely believe Arkansas would go band for band with Texas A&M's offense. However, defense matters, obviously. And Texas A&M's defense is very, very good. And they're going to clutch up the stops that Arkansas's defense will fail to make. That's why I'm not betting on this game. That's why. This feels like the Notre Dame game all over again, where on offense, Notre Dame will ball, but Arkansas's offense, they'll get shut down at times where in the end, the gap will be too big, even for a 7.5 point spread. I'm going to take Arkansas to cover. I'm going to take Texas A&M to win. That's just me saying it. I am not betting it. I am not touching this game. As much as I want to bet Arkansas, I fucking badly want to bet Arkansas here. I can already see it. They're going to go back and forth, and all of a sudden, Texas A&M's defense is going to clutch up a turnover, fumbles, all that shit, and Texas A&M is going to run away with it, winning by like 17, maybe like 21 points. I could see it. It's tough because they're at home, and Arkansas at home is pretty good. But then again, they were on the road last week, and they played well last week. I have to stop talking about this game before I shit my pants and take Arkansas. Arkansas to cover, Texas A&M to win. No bet for me on this one. I'm going to be fucking have my hands tied behind my back when it's time to place the bets for 3:30. And hopefully I'm just paying attention to the Mississippi game because I want nothing to do with this one. And it's going to cost me. I know it will. Next game. Next, we'll talk about this one quickly. SMU versus Clemson. Is Clemson back? Maybe, maybe not. SMU looked good last week, but they played Stanford. It's not one of those. Big spread here for how bad Clemson is. It's not huge, but it's big enough. 5.5 points. Clemson is a decent team. We know how good they are on paper, but when it's time to clutch up and play, they fail. They've come back. They've looked much, much better now than they have, but they're not playing against the highest level of competition. But maybe that doesn't matter. They needed those little layup wins versus UNC, and I forgot who they played last week. Was it Boston? I think. Whatever. It doesn't matter. To get back in the rhythm. Rematch of last year's ACC championship game where Clemson clutched up and won. Only reason they made the playoff. I got to go with Clemson here. I got to go Clemson to win, Clemson to cover. Like I said, we're going to talk about this one quickly because I'm not betting this one. But I think Clemson is back. They're going to right the ship, get back on track. And it starts here. There are a couple of previous games were good, but this is they're playing a good team here. SMU is a good team. Clemson's going to win. Clemson's going to cover. Next game. No bet for me on that one, by the way. Texas Tech versus Arizona State. I'm going to assume Leavitt is not playing. If Leavitt is playing and this spread is 7.5, that is just criminal. I mean, it is just criminal. So I'm going to assume he's not. I don't know if he is or isn't. Texas Tech is very good. And as a guy that has a Utah to win the Big 12 future, I'm really hoping Texas Tech loses this one and starts losing games because I'm kind of nervous. Texas Tech is very, very good. But in a case like this, even at home without Leavitt, got to go Texas Tech. Tech wins, Tech covers. If Leavitt plays, I think Arizona State can pull this one out, but I might just be saying that out of bias because I want Texas Tech to lose since I got Utah making a big run, which could end tonight actually, depending on what happens. We'll talk about it. Tech wins, Tech covers. I'm not going to spend too much time on this game simply because you don't know what to expect because Leavitt may or may not play, and based on the spread, it seems like he's not going to play. So Tech wins, Tech covers, but hopefully Leavitt plays and Arizona covers and wins, but I doubt it. Texas Tech covers, wins. Next game. Next we have Mississippi State versus Florida. Great game here, another good SEC game. I said great, but it's not great, it's good. This is very interesting because I'm hearing a lot of rumors and rumblings that Napier might get fired regardless of the outcome of this game. Obviously, if they lose Florida, it's over. But even if they don't win convincingly, he's going to get fired. Because of that, it's tough to predict this game. I want to lay the 9.5 for Florida because it almost feels like a little bit of a trap. Mississippi State has not been bad this season. This isn't your same old Mississippi State team. They're not great, but they're not bad. And Florida's been pretty mid. Yet 9.5 points. I know it's tough to play in Gainesville, but 9.5? Really? Really? I was going to bet this game originally, but I decided not to. I'm going to take Florida to win, Florida to cover. Napier's playing for his job. He's playing for his life. And that's why Florida's going to come up here, run up the score to make a statement and make sure Napier doesn't get fired, even though there's a chance Napier still gets fired, even if they win and cover against this game. In this game, I should say. So yeah, I really want to take Florida here, but 9.5 is just too much to lay. Their offense isn't great, and it might be a defensive game. If it's a defensive game, there's no fucking way Florida's covering here. But it is what it is. Give me Florida to win. Give me Florida to cover. Maybe Florida moneyline in a parlay. I could see that. Definitely could be a good little play if you want to bet something on Florida. But it's tough because 9.5 it's toughy. It's a toughie. It really is. But yeah, Florida covers, Florida wins. No bet for me on this one. Next game. Next we have Penn State versus Iowa. Crazy. Iowa is the favorite in this game. They are at home, but still, they are the favorite in this game. Oh, how Penn State have fallen. New coach and new quarterback, right? Aller's out for the year. Franklin's been fired. I don't know if there's an interim coaching boost in college the way there is in the NFL, which I mentioned in my NFL video. But it might help Penn State with a new face on the sideline, like it did for UCLA, for example. However, I don't know what to expect from this backup. I genuinely don't even know who he is or if he's played before. For that reason, in college, these backups might come out and ball out. I can't bet this game because I would take Iowa, but it feels like Iowa is very easy to take. And let's say this Penn State backup is a baller, they could go out there and win this game. And if they win, the season's over for Penn State. Don't get me wrong, the season is completely over for Penn State. But if they go out there and win, they're fighting for a bowl spot. They got to make some noise. Because don't forget, they got to play Ohio State and Indiana. And they're losing those games for sure. So I'll take Iowa to win, Iowa to cover. But I want nothing, and I mean nothing, to do with this game because it's scary as hell. You don't know what to expect from Penn State. That's the reason. Iowa, you can kind of know what to expect. Penn State, you have no idea what to expect. And it could get dangerous and nasty. So, Iowa to win, Iowa to cover. Not touching this game with a 10-foot pole. No way, Jose. Next game, Texas versus Kentucky. Texas are coming off a humongous win. Humongous win, don't get me wrong. 12.5 on the road. What have they proven? What have they proven? They have one big win versus Oklahoma, who had a quarterback with a banged up hand, and they played like shit in the entire first half and woke up in the second half at home. Now they're going on the road to play Kentucky, and they're 12.5 point favorites? That's a weird one. This is a super weird one. This could be a trap. I could be walking right into the trap, but fuck it. I don't give a fuck. Kentucky plus 12.5. Official play. Official play. Yeah, baby. Yeah. I still think Texas comes up and wins this one. I really do. But I think Kentucky 12 is too many. Way too many points. Kentucky's going to stay in this one. They're going to fight. It's a home game at night. Come on, man. Y'all really sitting here thinking Texas is going to blow Kentucky out the water on the road? They haven't done that to anybody. They barely blew out Oklahoma. It was what, final score of like 23-6? Come on, man. That's not a blowout. It's a strong win. And Oklahoma looked like dog shit. The quarterback couldn't throw the fucking ball. The offense was lifeless. Kentucky's not great. Kentucky's pretty shit. But they're good enough to stay in striking distance of Texas in a game that you only need to lose by less than 12.5. You're at home as well. At home. Yeah. Give me Kentucky to cover the spread. Texas wins, but I'm taking Kentucky as an official play, plus 12.5. This one might be a sharp play, or it might come back to bite me in the ass. I don't really give a fuck. I'm pretty confident in Kentucky. They know how to ball. They know how to do their thing. I'll take Kentucky here, covering the spread. I'm pretty confident in it. Next game. Next we have USC versus Notre Dame. What the fuck is going on in this game? What the fuck is going on in this game? I'm so sick to my goddamn stomach looking at this fucking spread. I don't know what the fuck to do. Look. Simply put, this is probably going to end up being my second favorite game of the week, and it's criminal. This spread is criminal. Notre Dame is 9.5 point favorites. They're 9.5 point favorites? What? Are you crazy? Are you out of your fucking minds? Notre Dame has done fucking nothing. I'm so sick of this. Notre Dame has done fucking nothing. What has Notre Dame done? What have they done? Lose to Texas A&M? Lose to Miami? And beat shit teams? USC is not shit. USC is not shit. And I don't care if this is in Notre Dame. This is a rivalry game, baby. This is a rivalry game. USC, Notre Dame. You know how it is. USC plus 9.5. Official play. Are you sick? Are you out of your fucking minds? 9.5 is insane. How is the spread 9.5 points? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm losing it looking at it. Look, this is a trap game, and a sharp bettor, the way the smart person would bet, would take Notre Dame here all day long. All day long. But I'm not a smart person, I guess. I'm taking USC plus 9.5. I think USC wins this fucking game straight up. You heard what I just said. I think USC wins this game straight up and eliminates Notre Dame from playoff contention. Because I know Notre Dame might win this one. They're going to win out. And these motherfuckers are going to sneak into the playoff when they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it! USC plus 9.5 as an official play. My second favorite bet of the week behind Mississippi. USC is good. They have a good offense. They can run the ball well. They can throw the ball well. I know they're not great on the road, but it's not like this is a 12 o'clock game. If this was a noon kickoff, I'd be betting on Notre Dame. No question. No question about it. But in this position, I'm taking fucking USC. I'm taking my bad. USC. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me? 9.5? 9.5? Criminal! USC covers. USC wins. What a joke. What an absolute joke. Disrespect to USC. Notre Dame sucks balls. They're pussies. They're pussies! 9.5 is an official play. I'm done looking at the spread before I throw up. Next game, one of the games of the week, by the way, this one is Tennessee, Alabama. I want to take Tennessee here, and I might. I'm not going to bet this one. This is a weird game here, I'm going to be honest. Tennessee are underdogs against Alabama in Alabama. You know, it's tough because it makes sense, but 8.5 or 8, depending on what book you want it, is crazy. It really is. It's crazy. I got to go with Bama here. I got to go with Bama to win, Bama to cover. Honest to God, I want to take Tennessee, but this kind of feels like a trap. Look, I could be completely wrong about this one. If I'm being honest, if we're really being smart about it, Mississippi is going to cover and win, or Tennessee is going to cover and win. One of those big underdogs versus a better at-home SC team is gonna cover and win. I guarantee. I'm confident enough to say it's going to be Mississippi, but it can be Tennessee. But Tennessee, I think this line is this big for the reason that they haven't looked all that great recently, right? Last week, Arkansas really pushed them to the edge and tested their asses. And the week before that, they damn near lost to Mississippi State. 2 games in which Tennessee has won, but got pushed to the limit by a pretty average SEC team, maybe even below average, is why I think this line is so low. And then you mentioned Alabama, how good Alabama has been over these last, 3-4 games. Missouri, Vanderbilt, Georgia, they have just been on fire. Eventually they're going to let up. I just think it'll be on the road and not in Tuscaloosa. So for that reason, I got Alabama to cover, Alabama to win, even though I really do think Tennessee is the smart play. And if I was less confident in Mississippi, I would take Tennessee. But my balls are so big, they're dragging on the ground, that I think Mississippi wins straight up. Honest to God. But Alabama will win. Alabama will cover based on my regular prediction. Tennessee has looked pretty piss. So, but I don't like this game at all. I'm not touching this one whatsoever. Next we have Missouri versus Auburn. Interesting little game here. Auburn opened as the favorite. Now they're the slight underdog. I can see why Missouri is the favorite here. They looked good last week versus Bama. Kept it within striking distance. Auburn looked good versus Georgia, but then fell apart completely. I'm done betting on Auburn games. In all honesty, I'm done betting on Auburn games. I'm going to take Missouri here. I'm going to take Missouri to win and Missouri to cover. No bet for me on this one. I want nothing, guys. I want nothing to do with this whatsoever. I want nothing. Simply put, Auburn is just so inconsistent, and this offense just, when it stalls out, oh my God, it's bad. Auburn When they ball hard. But when they just fall apart, they fall apart. It's too many question marks about this Auburn offense. While Missouri's offense is a lot more consistent. It's not great, but it's a lot more consistent than Auburn's offense. For that reason, I'm going to stay the fuck away from this game. But for the video's sake, I'll take Missouri to win, Missouri to cover. Missouri's run game will be the difference maker in this game. But Auburn, watch. Auburn's offense is going to wake up and ball out. I guarantee it. But I can't bet on them. I just can't. No confidence at all in this Auburn offense. Next we have rivalry, the biggest rivalry game of the week. I mean, USC Notre Dame, yes, but the Holy War. Guys, people have been arrested over this game already. I think it was a BYU fan was threatening people online, saying he's going to shoot them. Bro got arrested. That's how personal this fucking rivalry game is. Utah on the road are slight favorites. And me and BYU, we got some beef, low-key. We got some beef. They fucked me last week. They haven't been as good to me as I would have hoped. I mean, I didn't really bet on BYU at all, so I can't really say it's bad. But I'm not fucking with this BYU team the way I was last year. I like the BYU team last year. This year, they're meh. They're meh. I don't think they're all that good. I really don't. I think the quarterback is not great. Utah's good. I'm struggling here because obviously you guys know I'm rolling with Utah to win the Big 12. I'm confident. I still am confident. And I think odds-wise, they're like number 2 behind, obviously, Texas Tech. But this is a game they have to win. If they lose this game, their chances might be 0 to none. Here, it's tough. But I still think it's a little bit trappy. A little bit. They're baiting you into taking BYU, right? 3-point dogs at home. And now that my thing is updated, the system I use, the website I use, I can take Utah at 3 or BYU at 3.5. And for that, if the line was 3.5, I would have skipped this game. I'm taking Utah! Utah -3 official play. Utah walks into BYU and slaps him in the mouth. Slaps him in the mouth. Dog walks him. Wins this game with ease. He win the Holy War. Utah is the better team. They are. Dampier's a baller. The defense is good. They are riding high. The confidence is high. Utah's not losing another game the rest of the season until they reach the playoff after winning the Big 12. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Utah will win this one. Utah will cover the spread on the road. I don't care. Hostile environment. Doesn't matter. Utah covers. Easy money. Easy money. Easy money. Utah -3 official play. Next game. Last game, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, last game of the week. Normally wouldn't predict a game like this, but you know how it goes. Florida State versus Stanford. Yeah. Me and Stanford have an amazing relationship. You know how Duke, every time I bet on Duke, they fuck me. Every time I bet against Duke, they fuck me. Stanford's the opposite. Every time I bet on Stanford, they do what I got to do. Every time I bet against Stanford, they fall apart. Last week, I bet against Stanford, cash. I bet on Stanford a few weeks back. I think it was BC they played, cash. Last year, some of you may remember that big upset Stanford had versus Louisville. I had Stanford to cover in that game. I was very confident in that one. Another one here, 18 points at home at 10:30 p.m. We've already talked about this a lot for this week, so I'll mention it briefly here. Florida State has to travel cross-country, literally cross-country. It's a tough trip from Tallahassee to Stanford, to play at 10:30 p.m. The body clock matters, whatever. You've heard this story from me a million times, and we had a bunch of games where I had to talk about this. This spread would have been a lot higher if Florida State was rolling, which, what does concern me before I give my pick, which you guys know what it's going to be. Florida State is on a 3-game losing streak, right? To Pittsburgh last week, Miami, and Virginia, and they look like pretty bad in all 3 of those, especially last week. Last week was a shit show. I don't know how they lost last week. So I'm concerned Florida State comes out mad and just blows Stanford out the water. But my parameters exist for a reason. Stanford has shown me so much love, and I think the ball continues. The love affair continues. Give me Stanford plus 18. Stanford plus 18. Money. Easy. 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 Official play. Official play. Official play to end the day. I love Stanford here. I fucking love Stanford here. 18 points is insane. I know Florida State's offense is amazing, but it might not be that amazing on the road, late at night. Stanford's D will show up and play. Now. I truly believe Florida State wins this one. I do. But they're not winning by more than 18 points. No way. They'll win by 10. They'll win by 7. Something like that. Stanford covers. Florida State wins. But I'm rolling with Stanford late at night. Again, it's worked for me. And I'm going to continue to hit it hard. Love Stanford in this position. Stanford loves me. Hopefully the love affair continues. Stanford plus 18. Official play to end week. What is it again? 8, I think. This season is flying by fast. What an amazing college football season it's been. I had a really bad week last week, but hopefully the king of college football, Mr. College Football himself, can continue his hot momentum in college football in general. Let's see. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your picks down below for who you guys got in all these games. Let me know if you have a lock this week from a game I didn't mention or whatever you want. Comment whatever you want. I don't care. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more content coming soon.